You know that feeling when you pick up your brush after a long time and suddenly it feels like your hands forget how to paint? That was me. For months I couldn't care, not because I didn't love art anymore, but because something inside me was tired, really tired. I thought I lost my art, but now I know I was just resting. Today I'm going to paint with gouache again after a long time. I really missed these feelings. Sitting down, mixing colors, and just creating something while painting. I'll share how it feels to start again after taking a long break from art. There was a time I painted every single day. Art was my escape, my happiness, my comfort zone. But slowly it became something else. Every stroke started feeling like pressure. Every unfinished painting made me feel like a failure. I started comparing my art to others online and I forget the reason why I started in the first place. So one day I stopped, not for a week, not for a month, but for as long as my heart needed. But let's be honest, rest doesn't always feel like peaceful. Sometimes it feels like guilt, like you are falling behind, or maybe we'll never be as good as before. Every time I opened my sketchbook, I feel like a stranger to my own art. And I keep asking myself, what if I have lost it forever? But there's something I learned. You can't lose something that's a part of who you are. Art even quietly stays with you. It lives in your way of seeing colors, in how you notice tiny details others overlook. The light on a leaf, the texture of old paper, the rhythm of raindrops, your creativity doesn't disappear. It simply rests. And sometimes you need to step away so your inspiration can find you again. One day, without thinking, I picked up my brush again. No plan, no big deal, just curiosity. And something magical happened. I didn't paint perfectly, but I painted honestly. It reminded me that art doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be real, and sometimes real looks messy, slow, and soft. But it is still beautiful. Now, so if you are watching this and you haven't painted in a week or even months, it's okay, you didn't lose your art. You're just resting, let yourself breathe, let your hands forget so they can remember again. And when you are ready, pick up your brush, not to be perfect, but to feel again. Because art is never lost, it's just a waiting for you to come home. When I stopped painting, I thought it would be peaceful, but honestly, it didn't feel that way. Every time I saw other artists post their work, I feel a small pain, a mix of guilt and jealousy. I kept asking myself why I can't just sit and paint like before. But sometimes red doesn't look calm. Sometimes it looks like confusion, like scrolling endlessly, like avoiding your own art table, and that's okay because even silence is part of the creative process. I used to believe that if I wasn't painting, I was wasting my time, but slowly I understood. Rest is not a waste, it's recovery. Art needs energy, emotion, and presence, and sometimes you can give that when you are tired. Resting helped me fall in love with art again. Not because I forced myself, but because I missed it naturally. When your heart starts to miss something, that's when you know it's still yours. When I finally sat down to paint again, I was scared. What if I forget how to paint? What if my art books are now? But the truth is, you never really forget. Your hands might feel slow, your brush might shake, but your love for art is still there. It waits for you patiently, and the first painting after a long break might not to be perfect, but it will always be special. Might not be to be perfect, but it will always be special. During my break, I learned that art isn't only about creating something beautiful, it's about feeling, it's about finding peace in small strokes, in colors blending quietly, in the sound of water mixing with paint. It doesn't matter if your art looks simple or imperfect, what matters is that it came from your heart. So now, when I paint, I don't rush, I don't compare, I just create slowly, softly, honestly, because this is what art really is, a safe place to come home to. If you are feeling lost, remember you didn't lose your art. You are just resting. Take your time. When you are ready, your art will be waiting for you, like an old friend who never left. When I look at my art now, it doesn't remind me of that what I lost. It reminds me of how far I have come. Every color tells a story, every brush strokes feels like a small heartbeat, and maybe that's what art really is, a mirror that shows your growth even when you don't notice it. I don't want my art to be perfect anymore. I just want to be honest because honest art always finds a way to reach the right people, even quietly, even slowly. So, if you are on your own break right now, take this as your sign. You don't have to rush back, just trust that your creativity will return when your heart is ready. Art has taught me something important. It's okay to move slowly, it's okay to make mistakes. Each line, each color, each imperfect shape, it's part of your story. You don't need to compare, you don't need to prove anything. Your journey is your alone, and the pace you choose is the right pace. Sometimes the best art comes when you stop chasing perfection and starting feeling the moment, letting your hands follow your heart. I have realized that joy in art doesn't only come from the finished painting, it's in the small thing. The smell of painting, the soft scrub of a brush on paper, the way color mix in unexpected ways. These little moments remind me why I fell in love with art in the first place. There are quiet victories, tiny sparks of happiness that no one else has to see for them to matter. So, if you have been away from your art, if fear or guilt is holding you back, remind this: your art hasn't left you. It's waiting, patient, forgiving, ready to welcome you back. All you need to do is show up, even for a single stroke, and maybe that one stroke will remind you that creating is not about perfection, it's about coming home to yourself. Coming back to art isn't just about painting again, it's a gift you give yourself. A gift of patience, a gift of presence, a gift of joy in small, quiet moments. And every moment you pick up your brush, you remind yourself you are capable, you are creative, you are allowed to start again, no matter how long it's been.